personally, I love the first variation, the first entrance of the White Rabbit. It's the first moment that Alice sees and connects herself with the rabbit. The rabbit is like very not sure if he wants to, because Alice is in a dream, if he wants to wake up Alice. So it's always that thing of like, should I wake Alice? Should I not?
So it's wonderful to stage Alice in Wonderland, the version that was choreographed by Howard Quintero back in 2021. And it's actually a quite landmark in our repertoire because it's the first full-length ballet created specifically for the National Ballet of Portugal. And it's wonderful that after 2 seasons that we have it back, this great story that it's timeless and it goes to many other dimensions and areas. The movie, it's quite familiar, and mostly the characters. Alice in Wonderland, the rabbit that is always in a hurry and always fighting against time. Aren't we all fighting against time since ever? And also the Queen of Hearts, which is also quite a strong character in the sense that the villain is always the one that for dancers have that special flavor to act on and to develop a unique character.
Queen of Hearts, it's a very technical and artistically demanding role, so it's very special for a dancer to do. When you don't focus only on the technique parts, but you also have this whole world of like interpretation, emotions. So actually you sort of get like into this feeling that you don't even feel like the hard parts. There are very tricky parts with pirouettes or jumps and fast movements, but somehow you get so involved that these moments are not the hardest. The hardest is like keeping all the time the role. So people, when are watching, they really believe you are the Queen of Hearts, and you're not a dancer trying to imitate something. It's not like so much of a caricature. It's more of trying to really like impersonate. So it's very interesting and I really love it. I think it's one of my favorite roles because we have the freedom of being like a queen. So it's not so ugly. It's like you still have this posture of a queen, and everyone in the kingdom is afraid of you, so you have this sort of like way of walking and looking at the people, but at the same time she's very spoiled and she doesn't like to hear a no, so she just get like mad. She calls people to do stuff, and if they don't do like she wants, she just get mad and then she has to chop the heads.
Other scenes that are quite familiar for us in books and all those pop books. I remember I have my own pop book that I read to my children, and how those characters and those figures are also transformed not only in dancers but dancers dancing, which is quite interesting to see that everyone in the end knows well the story of Alice in Wonderland.
I would say stamina is very needed for the white rabbit, especially because the white rabbit is always like very nervous, and you know, the nervousness of the rabbit is always like almost like shaking and anxious, like taking care of everything. He wants to do everything, and it's always late, so he's always running around. So you need for sure stamina and a lot of energy for that. In terms technically, I mean, jumps for sure. You need to be prepared for it. There's a lot of turns, a lot of pirouettes, a lot of fast movements that you need to be prepared, like sodbasks, like very technical little things. When we start rehearsing, we don't have like any costumes, we don't have the ears, we don't have the makeup, and once you put it in, it's like, it's a huge difference. It's a huge difference. It's like you have a new head in you, on top of you. To put on a costume, to put a leotard, a collant, like a shirt, then a jacket, then gloves, then the watch, the ears, the makeup, the fake lashes. It's everything, and it's a new world. But it's so nice because then you can really dive into the character.
I spend like 1.5 hours more or less every day to get the characterization. So we have this wonderful team that makes the makeup. He's like, we put the eyebrows really up, so from far people, they can see I'm mad. Even if I'm like this, it seems like I'm really mad. And of course the lips with the heart. And then we get this big wig, sort of wig. So it looks like I have a big head, and it's hard sometimes to dance because when I try to put my arms up, it's a bit like, and to turn, but it makes, when I look in the mirror, it's like, yes, it has to be like this. So it's not me, it's not Inês, it's Queen of Hearts. And the costume is very nice, the tutu, so I feel very powerful when I wear it.
So it's wonderful to be back at our own house, Teatro Camões, which has been closed for reconstruction and refurbished after this plan that came from the government and from OPART that runs and administrates the National Ballet of Portugal. And it was completely within the deadline it was planned, and it feels great because we were not only 1 year absent in several places, also happily dancing in other theaters, but it's great to be back and to find that the studios, the new gym, the dressing rooms, even the area of work of all the other departments, production, wardrobe, communication, they all have been planned in a different way to make it more structured, more organized, more easy to communicate, and also to bring a lot of light inside the building, which was something that some rooms, especially the studios, were lacking. And since our beautiful theater is placed in a beautiful place of Lisbon, next to the river, it is wonderful that now we can dance with natural light invading the studios and giving us the best of the energies to continuing dancing.